Hi everyone, Jean Lewison here. I thought I would share with you today what I've been doing the last month. Basically, I bought some new brushes and I took out some of my Daniel Smith colors that I haven't used and did some abstract experiments, which I was rather pleased with, and I'll show you shortly. But I just first want to go over the brushes that I bought and why I like them. This is the Silver Black Velvet brand brush, and this is a 1.5 inch brush. And you know, if you really want to do loose painting, abstract painting, whatever, the larger the brush you use, the less control you're going to have and the more fun you're going to have, and you end up with some interesting results. And they always say that you should paint with the largest brush that you feel comfortable with. And this is a mixture of synthetic hair and squirrel hair, and it's really I prefer this to the sable brushes because they spring back, the hairs spring back nicely when you're painting. I also replaced my 1 inch brush, also black velvet, because I had been using it for years and years and years and been abusing it, and so I felt it was time to get a new one since I was ordering some more brushes. And then I also bought a number 12 in the squirrel hair, even though I do have some other brands that I like also, but I thought I would try the number 12 in the squirrel hair. Then I also bought this Princeton Neptune size 1. Now I have other rigger brushes, but this is the thinnest one that I've ever had, and it really does, let me see if I can show you here, it really does give you really lovely fine lines that can be really useful if you're doing branches and things. If you're a beginner, it really makes painting easier than when you're doing branches of trees or, you know, working with florals or whatever. You just hold it at the end and it really does very nice thin lines. Really like this number 12 black velvet. You can do thin lines if you just use the top of it, but it gives you some nice leaf patterns, and that's, you know, I really like that. I've got a couple of round brushes that I really like, but I think I'll use that quite a bit too. Let me just get another piece of paper. Now, to get to my most exciting buy, I really love this number 1.5 inch black velvet. And as I said, I've been experimenting with abstracts and doing them in rather neutral tones. So I've been mixing grays, and you can do big swaths of patterns with it, and I've mixed a gray with French ultramarine and burnt sienna, so the French ultramarine granulates a little bit, so it gives some nice patterns as well. Now I'm going to show you what I've been doing, and I'm quite excited about this. I'll start off with the big paintings. So here are my abstracts that I've been working on. I hope you can see the whole thing here. And I started off with this one. I was very pleased with it. I just mixed a bunch of neutrals. That was the first one that I did. And then I did I tried one with a number of layers, and I don't know if you can see this, the whole of this. Let's see if I can get further up here. Here we are. So this one, I did a number of very thin layers of paint, coming darker down here, and then I used this color, which I'm going to tell you about later. Another purchase that I made that I really enjoy. It's a kind of neutral tone. And then I did one with just abstract shapes, and I really enjoyed this because this is something that's quite difficult to do, to just create shapes and make it into something. And I used some India ink to get the darks in here, and also some gouache gold powder, and I was quite pleased with that one. This was a very busy one. That's not one of my favorites because of the fact that it's terribly busy, but a lot of people seem to like it. And this was one of the earlier abstracts that I tried. I'm going to show you what I consider as a failure in terms of I messed it up by this dark here, and maybe I can still cut this painting up and make something out of it, but I really liked how the sky came out here with the neutral blues and this pinky color. And what I wanted to show you about this was this color here, and it's lunar black. I just want to show you how this lunar black works. You basically just put it on, and look how that starts to granulate almost immediately. It's a very interesting color. I think you have to be very careful how much of it you use in a painting, because it could get very, very busy. This is just a smaller painting where I was actually just experimenting with the colors before I did the larger one, and I was going to just toss it, and my husband said, "No, I like that." And I thought, well, it just shows you how hard one can be on oneself. I didn't think much of it, but I guess somebody may like it. There's that one. And I did another one where I used these neutral colors. I just love the neutral colors, rather toned down everything. I mixed a lot of the blues with their opposites to get the neutral tones. And for my final piece, which I really like also, it's a very tiny piece, it's like 5 by 8. I also was an experiment that turned out to be a mini painting. Now, to get these colors that I was telling you about, the pinks, the sort of subtle toned down pink, I used a color from Daniel Smith called Moonglow, and I mixed, for all of these abstracts, I mixed very thin mixtures of these colors, and this is now dried out. This is the Moonglow, but I wanted to show it to you before I wet it down, because it's got blue in it, and then it's got this pinky color. If you can see the blue there, and that's what makes it so subtle. It's kind of mixed with opposites to tone it down. So I'm going to generate it again and just show you what it looks like wet. This is how thin that I actually used it. It's a beautiful color, and it goes beautifully with the toned down blues that I used and the grays, and just really works very well. Anyway, it's always good even for an experienced artist to start experimenting again and learning new techniques. And I normally paint quite dark, and I wanted to get these subtle colors, and some of the abstracts I did are dark, but they also tone down neutral colors, which I really, really like. And look how this Moonglow granulates. There's a little hair in there, but it granulates, and it's just beautiful. Just let it run so you can get a couple of textures like that. It's just a beautiful, beautiful color, and it's something that I'll be using more and more often from now on. So I hope you enjoyed this short video, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time.